because they see me, okay, like content creator, blah blah. Of course, everything I post looks nice.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody posts
It's
like
curated.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
curated. I'm a content curator. I actually said to myself, I don't want kids.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was quite adamant about it.
Only when I grew up into a woman myself that I realized, oh, my mother was also once a woman, was also once a girl that had dreams of her own.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I wonder if I have stopped her from chasing those dreams. And like in another universe, if my mother was not my mother, what could she have become?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, no, like when it comes to my mom, I'm so emotional when it comes to my mom.
It's understandable.
it's
I get
okay.
it. I completely get it.
Okay. Can I get tissue, please?
Your siblings and you have different parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about that?
Hello, welcome back to the For The Wanita Podcast. I am your host, Zai.
And I am Akila.
And it is a really exciting day in the studio today, guys, because we have invited a very good friend of ours to join us for our very first guest episode. We have Miss Sara Jowell with us. Thank you so much for coming, Sarah.
Of course. I'm very honored to be here.
Please tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm a beauty and fashion content creator. And yeah.
Sarah is also the oldest daughter of many siblings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it?
5.
That is a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
And all girls?
Mostly girls, 1 boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also irrelevant lah.
Yeah, so it's honorary.
Honorary sibling.
Yeah.
And that's actually something that we have in common.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got 2 younger sisters and I'm the oldest sister.
I have 1 younger sister and I'm also the eldest sister.
So guess what we're going to be talking about today?
The perils of being the eldest daughter in an Asian household.
Yeah.
No, not the perils, just
Just the
experience.
the moment.
Our
The
experiences.
experience.
Yes. Sorry, I'm a little nervous today. I don't know why. This isn't my first time.
It's
But
okay. I think it's because we have like a first guest
Yeah.
on board. And we're
Very
like,
honored,
okay, well,
very honored.
we got to make sure they shine.
this is all our first days in this environment.
Yes.
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yes.
We are really honored to have Sarah on today.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored. I remember when you guys first announced For The Wanita, I texted both of you like, oh my god, that's so amazing. And then I texted Kili. I was like, well, you know my number.
You know where to find me.
Yeah, you know where
She
to
really
find
manifested
me.
this.
Yeah, I did. So I'm very honored and happy that my manifestation worked.
How'd you do it? Oh my gosh.
We need to learn.
It's
I
like
just
you're
go like
friends
this.
with everyone.
Please.
And then you get the text 2 minutes
Yeah.
later.
Yes.
You being like, Sarah, hi.
Like, it was you that texted.
I did.
Yes.
It was Zai.
I sent you like a block of text and you're like, yes.
Yeah. I was like, yes, I'm honored.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I was on Twitter, I think, the other day, and I remember this tweet that I saw that I thought was really funny. It said, like, it was very simple. It just said, men of the house. Is that what they say? Men of the house?
Men of the household.
Yeah.
Men of the household. Parenthesis, eldest daughter in Asian
Yeah.
household. And I thought, I feel that.
Yeah.
Especially now, I think, as I'm getting older and my parents are aging, I feel like there's a lot more responsibilities that are slowly but surely shifting my
Yeah.
way. I was talking to my financial advisor the other day.
Damn, so adult.
Wow.
Such an adult thing to say. And he was telling me how, in financial terms, some of us end up being the sandwich generation.
yes.
I don't know if you've heard about that.
I have heard.
So for the people who haven't heard about that, it's when you're sandwiched between 2 generations and you are taking care of those 2 generations financially. So, for example, someone in our age or like around our age taking care of their aging parents, but then also taking care of perhaps their spouse or their children if they have any.
Their own family. Yeah.
And like that's a big burden to carry financially, but there, even outside of financial situations, you also have all that responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Like with aging parents, you have to take care of obviously the financial parts, like their bank accounts,
Yeah.
but then also their health. Like if someone needs to go to the hospital, it's you. Like if your spouse or children, or if your parents have to go to the hospital, you're the one that will have to
Yeah.
do that.
Your parents are retired, are they?
My dad is retired.
Okay.
It's actually his birthday today.
Oh my god! Oh yeah!
Happy
Uncle!
Can you believe it?
Seeing this?
He's 73 today.
Bruh.
That's
Wow.
like he is aging.
That is
in the best ways. It is a privilege to
age.
age and to reach that age. My mom runs like a small business, nothing fancy. So I definitely, with that, I've always grown up thinking I might have to be the breadwinner of this family one day. And it's such a big pressure.
Yeah.
Even right now I'm thinking I don't know how people are raising their children with the same
Yeah.
amount of money that I
Like
have.
when you have coworkers and then your coworkers are much older than you and they're married, they have kids, it's like this can't be the same paycheck. that you're responsible for a full family and yourself. It's like, are you sure? Like, I'm just me. Like, I take care of my cat, my cat, and that's already like, oh my god, you have to be grateful to me. It's like that. So I can't imagine having the same paycheck and then so it's like, it's
I have a
lot
question
of-
for Sarah. Do you feel pressured to be the breadwinner as well?
Sometimes I feel like growing up, my parents always told me like, like you're going to be the one taking care nanti, like that.
Of them.
Yeah, of them, and then my little siblings. Like you're the one setting an example.
Dang, that actually
Yeah,
had a
it's
talk
always
with
like
you.
that. Yeah, like that.
Wow.
And I was very rebellious growing up. So like whenever they told me that, it's like, oh my god, this again.
Honestly, what oldest child isn't rebellious?
Yes.
Right?
Let's be honest.
I think we get put on there's so much expectations put on us that at some point we just go, no, I gotta.
Yeah.
I think that's how when we were younger we drew the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Like if I keep meeting your expectations, you're gonna keep expecting things
Yeah.
out
Yes.
of me. So I need to break it somehow,
Very,
somewhere,
very true.
so I can
Yeah.
lower your expectations.
What is the age difference? Sorry, between you and your second.
So I'm the
sibling.
eldest of 5. I'm 24.
Okay.
The next one is 22. So 2 years.
Hold on. 24.
24?
Yeah, I'm growing.
We have a certified Gen Z in the podcast.
Anyway.
Wait, 24?
Yes,
means
99.
19.
99?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I always thought
99.
like
She
Sarah was
was.
our age.
I knew she was a couple of
That's
years
rude.
younger.
No, it's not.
She just calls us old.
I can't.
Ouch! I can't even look at you.
Based on our
Sarah.
reactions,
No.
we were like 99.
We're like back
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
day when I was your age. I was making horrible decisions. Let's just say
Oh
that.
my God.
You're making better decisions than me.
Thank
So
you.
well done.
Where were we?
Oh my god,
But yeah,
we freaked out
I'm
about
24.
Oh yeah.
The next one is 22. The next
2 years.
one, 18. So about
Math.
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And then the next one is like a bigger gap. So 18, and then the next one is 11.
Whoa!
Yeah, so my parents, I don't know what you guys doing.
I have a loving relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, 11, and then the youngest is 10. Yeah.
Dang.
So like me, the difference of me as the eldest with my youngest sibling is 14 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like sometimes I'm like, just living my life, and then I look at her and I'm like, what? You're growing up.
Oh, wow.
No, you're like 2. She just turned 10.
She just got her second digit in her
Yeah.
age.
Oh my god!
this early June.
Happy belated
Yeah.
birthday.
Do you even have an IC at 10?
No,
No.
it's 12. 12.
Oh, 13?
Yeah, 12 to...
Oh, okay.
okay. Yeah, 12.
My gosh.
So lucky to have Sarah, so she can ajar how to have like the nice passport photo. Like I see
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
That's true. My sisters do, do
They should be
that.
grateful to have you as their
Bonai.
oldest sibling.
They should. Honestly. Shout out to
Shout out to me.
Shout out to me. Like, I went through all the rights and wrongs. Mostly rights.
No,
Oh my
it's true.
gosh.
It's true. We were the
Trial and
child.
error.
Guinea
Yeah.
pig.
Honestly,
Child. The guinea pig is what you said. You
Trial
said-
and error.
Trial and error child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always I was so annoying as a sister when I was younger because of that. I remember when my sister would ask me to help with her homework, I'd just be like, nobody helped me.
Oh my god.
Me too.
Wait, did
It was not
They
very
didn't-
nice of me. I've apologized to my sister, I think. If I
Okay.
haven't, I'm sorry. But I always had that mindset of like, nobody helped me, so why should I help you? Like, you need to learn like I did. You have to go through the
Gosh.
perils like I did, which was not very nice, honestly. I'm so sorry. But I also was a child.
Yeah.
And
With your own problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
the age
you're also
difference
growing
isn't-
up.
Yeah, it was also my first time
Yeah.
with
exactly.
life. I'm a little bit better at it now. I think I've learned like gentle parenting from TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can
With
do
your
this
sister.
with my sister. But I've heard on TikTok people do that with their parents also.
Yeah. You
Oh.
can do it with your husband.
Have you guys had to, or like have you guys tried gentle parenting with your
Parents, I feel like
Yes,
at some point I have.
I have.
Yeah.
So I get really annoyed fast with my mom more so than my dad because
Okay.
I think me and my dad like we're always like on the same page. But with my mom, I have to explain stuff to her, and I think when I was younger, I didn't like. I was like, "Why don't you get it? It's not that hard." But then now that I'm older, now that I'm married, and I see my mom as a human being, not just my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me just sabar Akila. Sabar saja.
Yeah.
And then let's very slowly go through this. And then I explain it to her. I still get annoyed sometimes. But no, I've tried gentle parenting with my mom. I'm still learning how to, if I'm being
That's fair.
honest. I also don't see my parents as much because I live with my husband. Yeah, I don't financially support my parents because again, I need financial support from my husband. But the way I've been supporting my parents as the oldest child is I would visit them. I would offer help even when they don't need the help. My parents still have to drive my sisters around. Guess who becomes driver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there expectations for you to become the breadwinner of the family? Or was it ever mentioned to you?
I think they never really like framed it as you got to be the breadwinner, but they just wanted me to have like a stable life.
Yeah.
Like they
for
wanted
sure.
me to have a good job. Yeah. I think because my dad still sampat the apa tu?
Pension?
Pension. Yeah, do
Yes, yes,
pension. So they're like, okay, we've got that sorted at least. So no, I've never been pressured to be the breadwinner, but personally, I've had that pressure come from myself. Like I gotta support my parents. I do want to give back.
Yes.
And then my sisters are 5 years apart and then 7 years apart. They're definitely Gen Zs. I think I'm like the borderline. We're
Zillennials?
zillennials. But my sisters are like, you're not
She's-
Gen Z.
She's
You're
the
not."
picture. Like your sister
She
is the
is.
picture of Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love her.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I was the sister that I am willing to help, even though it actually hurts me.
Yeah.
That was something that I had to go through, like as an older sister. That's my older sister experience.
My God, that's something else I wanted to bring up. Like you mentioned earlier that you felt that responsibility, expectations you put on yourself. I think that's an eldest. I don't know if it's an eldest daughter thing, or just an eldest child thing that you feel all these responsibilities. It may not even be put on you by society or your family, but you just feel like a strong sense of responsibility. And one of the things I've had to navigate the past couple of years is how to fulfill my responsibility, how to be a supportive member of the family while also upholding my own boundaries.
Yeah.
How do you guys handle that? What is your experiences with like setting your boundaries and maybe upholding that?
Well, I'm really curious to hear what you,
Yeah.
because it seems like you are very aware of it already.
It's something I'm still working on.
Okay.
It can be like something small, like if they need help with something, if they need an errand run, but I have something else that's more urgent that needs to be done, then
Yeah,
I'll just be like, I will get to this, I will help you with this errand. However, I will do it at this time
Yeah.
because I still have something that I need to do right now. That's one of the things, like just not, I guess, putting aside my own needs in order to fulfill theirs.
Understand.
And there's something that happened with my family. It's been a difficult time, I want to say. For my family, the past couple of years, there's some situations that have happened. I don't want to go into detail, but I felt, as the eldest child, I somehow felt that it was my responsibility to spearhead the problem solving for the situation. I put it on myself. I put it upon myself to lead this problem solving. And something that I was trying to do after that, when I realized that it wasn't fully my responsibility, one, and two, there are boundaries that I needed to uphold. So what I did was, I don't know about you guys, but I have this sense of like I have to be able to control everything. I have to be in control.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
another eldest
Yes.
sibling thing. And there's this sense of if I don't do it, it's not gonna get done right.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
Triggered.
triggered.
It's a shared experience. So I had to let go of that. I had to unlearn that. I had to be like, okay, let me include my family members in this process.
Yeah.
Let me also relinquish some control and trust that they are able to take care of certain things without me having to supervise, because they are also adults. And I need to be able to give them that trust. And it's good for my sanity as well, not being in charge of everything and feeling like everything is all on my shoulders, because it's so difficult. It's so stressful. So that was a way that I tried to navigate that situation lah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a specific situation. But
Me
I think mine
too.
is something along the similar lines. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to problem solve this for everyone or else it's not going to be done right.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
I know the best way. But then actually I hurt myself in the process because I take on too much. I think I have a very like, I don't know whether it's different, but at the moment I can only think about how the distance that I have between my family, because again, I live with my husband, how that has like the dynamic totally changed. I know that a lot of people experience that they are closer with their families because of the distance.
Okay.
And I have personally felt that. I'm allowed to appreciate my parents a lot more, my siblings a lot more because of that distance.
Yes.
And I guess like I'm trying to figure out how to grow into my own person without
Expectations.
no, I wouldn't say expectations, but I guess like direct influence,
Okay.
like being in the same vicinity as them. But do I have any particular like boundaries that I uphold?
Are you protective of your time, perhaps?
I used to be because I think I just had to get so much stuff done that I didn't have time for my parents. But I think now it's just, no, let me do more stuff for you.
Okay.
I personally feel that.
So the distance has given you that.
Yeah. Actually, a really interesting thing about that distance again, I think one of the first few months of me moving with my husband, my younger sister, so the middle child, she texted me and she was like, "Can you come back? I don't want to be the oldest child anymore by
Aw.
default." Because
She's
it's so
feeling
stressful.
it.
How did
Yeah.
you do it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you do it, guys?
With one eye closed.
With one
One eye closed.
Honestly,
'Cause,
then
like,
that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the question? What was it again?
Honestly, I sometimes feel like it's kind of the mediator in the family. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
have
yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is such a shared experience.
Gosh.
Like
Everything is like, yeah.
I feel like the mediator and the secretary. I will be the one that's like, "Hey, it's Dad's birthday today."
Yes.
Or like, "Hey,
Oh my
Dad,
God.
it's little sister's birthday
Oh my
tomorrow."
gosh.
I'm the one that does that. I'm like, "Okay, I gotta remember all these things," and they're like,
It's a good
"Oh,
thing you have a small family.
I know." Oh my God,
family
I'm
of
lucky in
7.
that in that respect. I'm
I'm
sorry.
Family of 7.
family of 7.
8 if you include my cat.
I was gonna say that.
The baby. Oh my God, I have a cat now too. So we're a family of 5.
Oh my god!
Cute.
Congratulations. I'm a then okay. If we're including cats, I'm a family of.
It's a
Do
lot.
we include my husband? Yes.
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 6 plus 7. How many is that? Math.
13. Right?
I think we have 7 cats.
13.
1, 2. I'm going by colors. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, I was like looking at
4,
her.
I have a maths degree.
5. Sorry, 6 plus 6, 12.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
Yeah. 6
That I
times
can
2.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cats, actually. Now that I'm
It
thinking
is a
about it.
lot of. That's a killer.
I've seen all of your cats actually.
You
I
have.
have. They're amazing.
It's so cute. Kila's cat has like very Malay names. I remember.
Yeah. Oh
Kasim.
my god.
No. Karim.
Eh, sorry lah. Siapa Kasim lagi? Kasim mana? I don't know
We
what
have a-
Kasim. I apologize.
We
to
have
all
a
the Kasim.
Karim. We have a Santan. We have
Salji?
Salji.
We have a Salji.
Yeah. Who else?
We used to have a Matin.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a Fatima. We had a Fatima. And then Fatima, rupanya, it turns out like Fatima had like 2 other siblings that looked exactly alike. So, we were
Oh,
like,
3 Fatimas.
Fatima.
No. We were really
Fatimi.
creative with the names. We were like Fatima, Hamita, Tafima.
I would have been like Fatima 1, 2, 3.
I would be like Fatima, Fatimi, Fatimu. Easier. All the vowels.
Wait, actually, if I could redo.
Then the next apa Fatime.
Sure.
Then Fati April, Fati June.
This is such a segue.
Yeah.
Hi guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but we just want to let you know that you can put your advertisements here.
Here. Feel free to email us. There's an email down below in the description. And through it, please send over your 30-second video or any ad reads you'd like us to read. And whether that's your company, whether that's a product, whether that's, your own video. And I think that's it.
Enjoy the show.
Back to being
Back
older
to-
sister.
Yes,
Boundaries.
what are some experiences that you'd like to share?
Or
Like-
if you have anything else about being an older sister that you'd like to share.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot
how
even
about
to
lately?
start.
Like maybe how have your roles changed? Like or evolved from when you were younger now that you're an adult?
I think like relating back to boundaries, I think growing up I've always set some boundaries for myself, as in like I've detached myself a lot. As in I think growing up hearing all that like, oh, you're responsible for this, I'm like, no, I'm not.
It makes you
I'm
like no.
Yeah, exactly. Because then like I see like, okay, I actually do have a lot of responsibility, but I have to take care of myself
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to take care of like what I need to do first. And that in itself is already a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, I tend to like really detach myself much when we have family events. Yeah. So like this whole eldest daughter thing for me is not just like immediate family, but like
I see.
like extended family, like that. I wasn't the first granddaughter, I was the second, but
Oh, that's another thing, isn't it?
Oh.
yeah, exactly. But like the first one was like, I think the third child. So she has like 2 brothers, so it's not really
okay.
like a lot on her.
Oh
But
my god, actually,
Yeah.
it's kind of like you've kind of like blown my mind a bit because in my family tree, my oldest cousin is also the oldest child in her. Sorry, like she is. Yeah, I have a kaka. We call her Kakanina.
Shout out to
Shout out
Kakanina.
Shout out to Kakanina. Thank you for paving the path
Yeah.
for everyone else. And then after her, it was her younger sister, and then it was me, and then there's a boy, and then there's a girl again. There's a boy. Like I just have a very female-dominated family.
Yeah.
I guess I keep forgetting about it. I remember having a conversation with my sister about it, but it just keeps slipping my mind, just because we're so in close proximity to one another.
Yeah.
We've got so many problems. I'm sorry, I've got so much problems. But I totally cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
You were talking about how your extended family, how those boundaries, you have to set it with your extended family.
Yeah,
too.
I feel like I have eyes on me, like not just from my immediate family, but also my extended family.
Okay.
Yeah,
It must be very difficult having all the eyes on you, especially because you are on
Yeah.
social media.
yeah,
find
that
that-
too.
Do
They
know
do
you?
know.
Okay.
That kind of adds to like their perception of me, as in like relating back to like what is it, the responsibility financially, because they see me, okay, like content creator, blah blah. Of course, everything I post looks nice.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, nobody
It's
posts like
curated.
yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
curated. I'm a content curator. But yeah, it's like curated, you know? And I'm not saying I'm fake. Okay, guys.
Of course not.
I'm authentic.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
But like it's like social
my
media
fans.
to her fans. She's
But yeah.
real.
But yeah, basically, it's social media. Nobody's gonna post bad things or like the sad moments, the
Yeah.
dark moments, or whatever, you
It's
know?
highlights.
Yeah.
really.
And like a lot of what I post is also like when I go to events, you know, blah blah. So that might look like luxurious. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, so it's like that, you know. So I have felt the responsibility
Oh wow.
to somewhat provide for my parents.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily provide, but I do give like a part of my pay to my parents,
Yes.
which is fine. They're my parents. I don't mind paying for them or whatever. Like it feels nice, you know. And when I pay for my sisters too, I feel like I have to, because they're always asking for.
They kind of feel like I get this. They kind of feel like your dependents a little, right?
Yeah.
Ani anak-anak ko.
Yeah, it's like that. And like, yeah, up at the like, including the whole societal things, like them growing up, it's a lot to think of. I don't think they really realize that sometimes. And I have been quite aware of the fact that I'm the eldest daughter, and
Yeah.
like, my parents, they're not eldest. My dad is the second child with an eldest sister.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. And then my mom is the 8th out of 11.
Whoa.
So she has a lot of older brothers, older sisters,
Yeah.
and she's very like manja. Sorry, mom.
Shout out to mom.
And
you,
your
mom.
Yeah, so sometimes I feel like they don't really realize what I'm going through, because as
Yeah.
like the eldest daughter, and this is another thing that I'm aware of, is that when you have relations to someone, especially family, you see them as a label, as in like, this is my dad, this is my mom.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
true.
And especially from our parents, it's like, this is my child, anything I say should go. But
Yes.
they don't realize that this is an actual human being
Yes.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a separate life, separate thoughts and
Gosh.
opinions, you know.
Yeah, you are your
So-
own person.
Exactly.
and
So
they
I'm
fail
like
to
very
realize.
hyper aware, guys. So I don't know.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
aware.
fortunately, I don't know.
I-
But yeah.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, basically, in conclusion, I'm very hyper aware. That's why I think from a young age I've made myself detach from a lot of familial responsibility.
Yes, yes.
There's like pros and cons. Pros, I get, like my family understands that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
So yeah. Like they know, oh, like she probably has some events, so she's busy or whatever. Like if I can't make it to any family events, they're like, oh, that's common, I guess. Something like that.
Normal.
And then the cons is like, maybe like I am a bit too detached in like where they don't even tell me that there's family events, something like that.
I
Oh,
see.
okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we just assume you're not going. I'm like, but I would like to be included.
Yeah.
So it's something like
gosh.
that. Pros and cons.
I
feel
have a
that.
question.
Mm.
Have your parents always been super understanding, or was there a moment where you had to like this is the boundary I set, and then how did you set that boundary?
Understanding of the boundary?
Yeah.
No.
Oh really?
No, I mean like
They're just like
they're
my child.
yeah. I don't remember ever saying it straightforward, of course. Like I said, I was quite young, maybe like 13, 14. I was already like, okay, this is me, I'm gonna do this because I want to. Like even through education, like going through A level, choosing my subjects.
That was you.
That was me. This is what I wanna
Damn.
this is what I wanna study. But my parents, of course, they're thinking like, I want my child to have a good future. So they're thinking your studies should go to what your profession is gonna be.
Yes.
That's how I was.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, whenever I choose my studies, like A level
Wow.
and even uni, they're like, what's the job prospect for this? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to study sociology.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're thinking like sociology, like what's
Apa
the
tu?
job here? Yeah, apa tu? Macam tu. Even when like during Raya, family relatives would ask like, what's that? Like we never heard of that. Sociology, anthropology, and I'm like, it's about humans. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to them. But yeah, it's like they're always thinking like, oh, like what does that do after that? What's the job prospect?
Yeah, well, they're concerned about your future.
Yeah. And
normal.
I've always felt like I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I may not be thinking that far, but it's only because like I want to focus now.
Yes.
If I put myself in the mindset of the future, I may not be thinking of myself now.
Yes.
Like I'm not taking care of myself now. Yeah. So that's like how I do my boundaries, I suppose. Like I really think of myself first. And sometimes they might think of it like as selfish, but it's the fact that I need to take care of myself and make sure I'm good to be able to take care of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like so it's like that.
I
Yeah.
completely relate to what you were saying. When you said that you from when you were young, you detached.
Mm.
I say the same thing about myself, but I don't say it in that way. I
Okay.
say, when my friends ask about like my relationship with my family, sometimes I say, "Oh, I keep it professional in the house."
Amazing professional.
You know, like this is what I have to do. This is my commitments, and if I can't make it to a certain family commitment thing, it's because I have other commitments where I have to put first because I'm putting myself first.
Yeah.
And I get what you mean. Like it feels, for me, it feels selfish sometimes, and maybe it is, but it's also necessary because when you have so much responsibility put on you, you have to also make them realize that you are your own person and you're not just there to ikut saja whatever they're saying. And it's a difficult process, I feel. But yeah, I completely relate to everything you were saying. I'm like, this is me also.
Yeah.
Sarah. Did you feel like that way when Sarah was speaking?
I mean, going through my mind was like, I wonder how that must feel like to be able to choose your own subject. Because my parents were really like, I guess you would call them helicopter parents. I think I had a lot of expectations to be like successful, but just like not the breadwinner. They wanted, I think they had it in their heads that okay, my daughter is really good at the sciences, but I was just really good at learning, full stop. And so she can be the engineer of the family, and then like she's gonna have like a super smooth future ahead, and we don't have to worry about her anymore. No, I dropped out of engineering after I flunked medical school. So
Hey, you tried.
I tried what they wanted. It didn't work out. And I'm finally doing something that they are, alhamdulillah, supportive of. But I think my parents had to grow. They had to learn along the way too.
Yes.
They're a lot softer on my two sisters. They don't pressure them as much as they used to pressure me. But that's because I think after having flunked out, dropped out, And then finally seeing that actually she really loves theater.
Yeah.
She really loved doing like all these artsy fartsy stuff. And it seems to be doing her good.
Yes.
So they were like, okay, there's benefit there.
Yeah.
So I wasn't lying when I said like the oldest child is a trial child.
It is.
Because it's a trial for them too.
Yeah.
We're first-time parents.
First-time
We are
parents.
first-time children.
Children. First time human being.
And I think as I'm older now and that I've reconnected to Islam, I'm also trying to find like ways to reframe my family relationships. That if I'm able to give, I will give.
Yeah.
And if I'm unable to give money, how else can I give?
Yes.
And even it's even stuff like, I don't know about you, but I think for me as like the oldest daughter, there's a lot of like mother-daughter relationship that's like, I don't know. Okay, I'm eliciting something from you guys. So for me, I've had to reframe my relationship with my mom. And what has really helped was when my mother-in-law told me, she wasn't like talking about anything specific, but she brought up how like in Islam we are encouraged to love our mother, and then our father.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when she reminded me, I think it just maybe came because it came from my mother-in-law, who is also a mother figure to me. It made me realize that I've got to unlearn, I don't know, societal, I don't know, what is it?
I want to bring up a word that I don't want.
Can you whisper it to my ear?
No. Let's follow your train of thought. Unlearn societal.
Standards. Pressure.
Like,
Can I?
oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think it is, maybe this isn't,
To an extent, maybe.
to an extent it is internalized misogyny. Moments where you, how do I say it?
This is my bookmark finger.
Oh, that's your bookmark finger. I thought okay. I mentioned earlier that I had to learn to be a bit more patient with my mother, because my father and I are on the same page about stuff. But I think that itself is internalized misogyny. Like, oh, why don't you get it? Like saying that to your mom. But how she definitely.
It's okay, friend.
Like, no, like when it comes to my mom, I'm so emotional when it comes to my mom.
It's understandable.
it's
I get
okay.
it. I completely get it.
Okay. Can I get tissue, please? No, I feel so bad.
No, I understand.
Because no, I feel so bad for my mom because she had to grow up really fast. And when she was able to depend on someone, like as a young girl who didn't know any better, I was really hard on her, you know. But she's her own person, the same way we are our own people.
Yes, I forget that sometimes.
And it's my first day of my period, guys.
It's okay.
So I'm really emotional. I didn't expect to cry, but I guess I did.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Please. I would love to know your
Bookmark.
pinned
bookmark.
thought here.
There's a quote that lives in my mind rent free,
Okay.
relating to mothers and absolutely relating to what you just said. And I always think about it and I want to share it. I learned about this quote a few years ago and it's just stuck with me. And I promise this relates to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I completely feel what you were saying as well. Okay, this is the quote. Often father and daughter look down on mother together. They exchange meaningful glances when she misses a point. They agree that she is not bright as they are, cannot reason as they do. This collusion does not save the daughter from the mother's fate.
I just learned about that quote like a couple of days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What are the
Yeah.
chances?
Universe. The algorithm?
That's true.
But that
The
is
algorithm.
very, very,
It's very strong.
it's very
Yeah.
strong.
It definitely makes me think about how much of our internalized misogyny is passed down from patriarchy, or is like something that we learned not even from society but even just within the four walls of our house.
Yeah.
And I completely relate to what you said about all the guilt that you feel towards your mother, because I don't think we've always thought of them, like our parents, but especially our mother, I feel, as their own person. They were always mothers first.
Yeah.
And I think only when I grew up into a woman myself that I realized, oh, my mother was also once a woman, was also once a girl that had dreams of her own.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I wonder if I have stopped her from chasing those dreams. And like in another universe, if my mother was not my mother, what could she have become?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shafi's crying too.
I'm sorry.
Very emotional episode.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Does anybody else need tissues?
I'm gonna put the mic
Okay,
down.
okay.
Sorry. Please stop.
Take your time.
Okay.
Okay, we will
Yes.
speak.
Wait, can I have more tissue? Like stuff like Mother's Day, like as wonderful of a day it is, you know, like I sometimes it's a Mother's Day sometimes a slap in the face, because it's like, oh, I'm reminded of the things that I've done to my mom. I've shouted at my mom, and it's really scary because it's kind of scary to think that actually I don't remember the things that I said to my mom. I just remember the feelings of being angry at her,
Yeah.
slamming the door and not opening my door when she's like knocking on it, or saying I'm busy. It's stuff like that. Like, I'm so sorry.
Getting
So,
emotional also.
from oldest daughter to mom talk. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a unique, like, this mom guilt. No, that's not mom guilt. Mom is guilt is when the
Daughter
moms
guilt?
have it. Daughter
Yeah.
guilt towards our moms. I don't know if it's unique to daughters,
Yeah.
That's true.
or if like
Yeah, for sure.
sons have it
Yeah.
as well. Knowing what you know now as an eldest daughter and the experiences you've had, what would you do differently when you become a mother? Or what would you be more aware of? when you
It's a
become
very
mother?
fitting question, because out of all three of us, I am the one who's married. I have been
Yeah.
asked, when are you gonna have a child?
Yeah.
Berisi sudah, and I'm like,
Such a weird way to ask it. Also.
Yeah.
Berisi sudah? Siapa?
no,
Yeah,
legit,
like, what do you mean?
When somebody asked me that the first time, I was like, what the? Oh, that's what you mean.
It kind of sounds ominous as well, like
Yeah.
haunted.
Actually, that is because
Right.
when we talk about like haunted
That's
places,
true.
it is
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
easy.
that
It's-
place is pretty see, yeah.
I think it just means, are you
With child.
with?
Yeah, it is.
Filled. Honestly, I don't have an answer for you. I think I'm at that stage where I know we are not ready. I keep saying to my husband that, I wish we had a child. I wish we had a child. But I know we're not financially ready. But I think like on an emotional level, I am not ready too. Because I mean, nobody is ready to have a child, I think. You're not fully ready, like ever. But I think knowing how capable I am of feeling and how that very easily turns into like, okay, I've got to I guess like transform into I guess the next stage in life. I don't think I'm emotionally ready to
Understand.
experience that.
Yeah.
I have thoughts of like, okay, if I am a mom, I would want I would want them to go for what they want. I don't want to pressure them into like, this is how you should do it.
Yeah.
Because I think also I've heard older people say like, what advice that I have for you doesn't necessarily like relate to the
Apply.
context
Yeah.
that you're in anymore. You are the ones who can do it better than I can ever do it in this generation. And I think, I don't know, if you're a mom right now, or if you're pregnant
For the
or if
first time.
for the
too.
first time and you're expecting a child, like, let us know in the comments. I'm super
Yeah.
keen to hear what you've got to say.
Mm.
I think for me, sorry, Sarah. You're gonna
No, you. I said you.
me.
Yes,
I think for me, there's no expectations of children in the near future, in the foreseeable future, and I say this from. I love my mom. She has done the very best she could have with what she had and what she knew. If I was a mom in the future, I think I would put a lot of importance into I would like to not forget that my child is their own person, and then also to make sure I don't lose my life outside of my child. Which is it's easier said than done. I know that when you have children, especially when they're newborns and they're still growing up, they do become your whole life. But I think it's quite important to the children, like their psyche, that they see that their mother is a whole person outside of them. And I know it's easier said than done. I don't know if I'll be able to carry it out, if I'll be able to do it, but that's what ideally I would like to have. I also would like to show my children that I am a complete human being, financially, emotionally, so that they are able to also be independent when they grow up. Yeah. How about you, Sarah?
For me, it's a bit interesting because I feel like, for the most of my 20s, which is like 4 years.
Damn.
Hey, you can get a degree in that time.
Yeah. I actually said to myself, I don't want kids.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was quite adamant about it. I talked about it with my boyfriend too, and shout out Taeyang.
Shout out Sarah's boyfriend.
Yeah. But yeah, like we've talked about it. Of course, like I'm not married, said I.
Put a ring on it, man.
Put a ring on it. Dude. Yeah.
So funny.
So I'm not married yet. So like for me, I have to get past that first.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, like when you're in a relationship, like you talk about these things, and when I came to that conclusion of like, actually, I don't want kids, and I talked to him about it, he was supportive, of course, because he was like, okay, it's whatever you want, it's your body and everything, blah blah. And my reasoning for that, I think I was quite overwhelmed with how that whole thing would be, like from the whole pregnancy and like the toll that it takes on your body.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like that's one big thing already. And then after that, when it comes, it's like, okay, like financial stuff, and then you're actually raising an actual human being, and it's so scary, like trying to protect them from the world, like from everything. It's just, I've always thought about it very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then I think like possibly a year ago or so, my mind changed about it.
Oh.
Yeah, my mind changed about it is because I thought of like, okay, like I'm gonna live old in the old age with like my husband, and then I would just hate of the thought that like if I go first, he would be left alone, or if he goes first and I would be left alone.
Dang.
That was like, I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
And I obviously love my partner a lot. I do, and that's why I feel like I would go through that for him, but not just like for him, but also for me, you know?
Yeah.
And so that changed my mind. And thinking about it still makes me feel quite scary, like quite
Yeah.
scared. It's very scary, very overwhelming still. So I don't exactly have like, obviously not a plan, because I thought of this one thing like this years ago, and now I changed my mind, you know? But of course, like it's very similar to what you said. Like I do want to uphold my views, like yeah, the fact that they're their own human being, that they're their own person,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, all that. And yeah, it's all very overwhelming for me because then like where does the line stop? Like how do you know that your child can take care of themselves? Or like are they falling off the deep end?
Yeah.
So it's quite overwhelming still. So I don't exactly have like an answer, but yeah, it's like that. Because I think as segueing to eldest daughter,
Wonderful.
we feel that already with like our young siblings. For me, I have like very, very young sibling, 10 years old, and whenever things happen or like yeah, just like things happen, situations that they know of but they don't possibly could understand very well, I try to explain it to them because I don't want them to like figure out on their own and then have the wrong info, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess like that's practice, but they're not my child. Kind of my child because I take care of them, sort of. But yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
I understand what you mean when you said they're not my child. That's actually one of the boundaries that I've had to draw with my family. Like, I will play my role as a supportive daughter and a sister, but I will not parent my sibling. Because well, I didn't sign up for it. It's not my job.
Yeah.
It's like it comes in the form of when my parents like, you should talk to your sister about this, and then I go, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? I think it'd be better coming from you. And then sometimes I don't do it very in a tactile way. I would say, oh, she's not my child.
Oh, did you mean tactful?
Sorry, tactful. Thank you. Yes, tactful. And I would just say, she's not my child. You should have this conversation with her.
Okay. I've had that card played with me too. Like, can you talk to your sister about this?
Yeah.
And there are times where I'm like, actually most of the times, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Because I know that if you have that conversation with her, she's not going to take it from you. Yeah, so I will have that conversation, sure. Tapi I think as the oldest child too, you are in tune with like how your family dynamics are. So what I do with my family is, okay, Kaka, can you please talk to the youngest child? And I'm like, okay, but I know she doesn't listen to me. So I will go through my younger sister to get to her.
I see.
So it then becomes like okay, I'll talk to her first, and you talk to her about it like in your own time.
Hey, are you interested in acting? New of Actors Community is a platform that showcases local actors' portfolio and can help you get discovered. So, if you're looking for actors, whether you're a film company or a film student, you can find your actors here. For more information, visit our page on Instagram where you can register for free just by clicking the link in our bio. Fill in the form and prepare the photos needed. Hope to see you on the big screen.
What were you saying about your parents
Oh,
and siblings?
the saying. So like I heard this saying. It was like, what was the saying? Your siblings and you have different parents. Yeah. So how do you guys feel about that?
I agree. Like you guys said, like we agreed on, we are trial
And
children.
error, yeah.
With us, they're first time parents, and then with us, they might be a bit more cautious. You know what? Also, I've learned is the internet, TikTok says that
Yes.
the firstborn is usually like pretty good, pretty well behaved when they're children, and that makes the parents think, oh, let's get another one, and then the second child comes out and she's like the devil. Sorry, I mean they. I love you, sis. I did not mean you. And like, as in, they're more naughty, and then like they run around everywhere. That's what TikTok says. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's the common experience.
I mean, if you compare me and my younger sister, which the both of you know, she's definitely the naughtier child.
More chaos.
She's so chaotic.
It's different for me.
Is it different for you?
Yeah.
Are you chaotic? And then she's okay?
You were.
That's why.
You were well behaved. You were not a well behaved.
I
child.
was well behaved in the early days.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think in the
exactly in the beginning, because it's like, straight A students, all that good, like gifted child type
Yes.
thing.
and then there were responsibilities, and then you're like, I have to rebel.
Yes,
I have to
exactly.
tell them my expectations. I have to rebel against their expectations.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
same. Sarah and I have the same experiences.
Yeah, so then I'm like, I turned to like a bit chaotic, blah blah blah. And then my sister, I think because of that, my parents were like, don't become like your sister.
Damn.
Yeah, so then she's like, okay, I'll be the not goody two shoes, sorry, but like just the perfect child, something like that.
Yeah.
So like I feel bad for my sister, the sister after me. Sorry. But because like I mentioned how like I would choose like the topics, the subjects that I want, blah blah blah, everything, but then
happy for
for her she had to follow.
Oh, I see. Because you were able to set the your boundaries, and then they kind of, your little sister kind of inherited your parents' expectations
God.
instead.
Yeah, that's why. So I feel bad for her because of that, because I knew that was partly my fault, but it's also like I had to do that. So then when I do try to like take care of her in that way, I feel like she was a bit far gone, in the sense of like she was already doing it to whatever my parents wanted her to do.
I see.
And whatever I say, she'd be like, but they're gonna be mad at me.
I
I'm like,
see.
yeah, but this is your life, your studies, blah blah. You have to follow what you want. And she's like,
What if? But again, like, what if that is what she wants?
yeah, I
To
did.
appease the parents.
Yeah. That's like another part of it, right? But I do know sometimes it's like,
Oh, you know your sister. There's a
Yeah.
layer that she's, I guess, like suppressing.
yeah,
of
exactly.
sorts. I see.
So yeah, that's a little difference, I guess.
I think the three of us, we do talk to our siblings. We are relatively like close to our siblings.
I'm not. I don't
okay,
think
okay.
I'm as close as you guys are.
Okay, well, I've had a few people like express that they don't talk to their siblings. They don't see
Yeah.
their siblings.
Mm.
It'll be really awkward if like, if like, I don't know, even having dinner, like it's awkward for them
I
too.
see.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
So, I think at least on my side, my sisters and I are close. Well, because of K-pop, number one. we got close because of EXO. Shout out to EXO.
Bringing families together.
OT12 EXO, by the way.
I don't know what that is.
It means 12 members because they were originally 12 members.
Did you know? Do you know?
No.
We're just like, yes.
Like, yes.
Well, we grew close because of that. But then even when I stopped listening to like all that K-pop stuff, when I stopped listening to K-pop, full stop, we still managed to, like, we built a connection outside of K-pop to be able to like be super close, to a point where my sister would have opened my door without knocking, and then she would just come in, and I'm like, yes. And then she's like, Nada, I just wanted to be here.
Oh, that's a sibling thing, right?
Yeah,
I do that also.
I
to
do
my
that
sister.
too.
Really?
I just go like, okay.
Yeah. I literally go to my sister's room. She's like, what? Hi.
Yeah,
I do that to my
hi.
sisters.
And she's
I'm
like, hi, what? Bye.
Yeah, just go into
And she
her
does the
room.
same thing to me. Like, do you
go
want to
into her
talk?
room and be
Not
like,
really.
what's
Yeah. And then my sister would be like, I'm here to talk about my day.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm
good.
like,
yeah.
okay, what about it?
Right? You get 10 minutes.
I guess I'll close the laptop.
Yeah.
I was doing work. Yeah, me and my sisters are very close.
Yeah. Me and my sisters are quite close too. For many years, it was the three of us. So, like, a lot of people
yeah,
call
big
us,
age
like, a lot of people call us, like,
Ed and Eddie.
Huh?
Ed and Eddie.
Why
No.
not Powerpuff Girl?
Powerpuff Girls. Yes.
Ed and Eddie.
Why?
Sorry, it was the first thing that popped into my head.
I mean, there's
No.
Totally Spice.
Apologize.
I know.
There's Powerpuff
A lot of
Girls.
trios. Girl trios.
There's
But yeah, a lot of people call us like, oh, Powerpuff Girls, blah blah. And then 7 years later, my brother popped out. We were like,
What did you
the- Yeah, we were like, you're either the professor or Mojojojo. Yeah. So then, like, we were like, oh, we have a brother. hi, like, how do we do this?
Do we fist bump?
Yeah. We're like, how do we do this?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, when my mom first like got pregnant, we were like, you're lying. What the hell? Yeah, and then we had like my brother, and I was like, okay. And then the next year she gets pregnant again. We were like, no, you're lying. Like, what do you mean you have another one? And yeah, so then me and my sisters are quite close. And then I think, of course, my younger siblings, like the little ones with the older younger siblings, they were close first before me to them.
Understandable.
Yeah.
They're
So I
closer in
think-
age.
Yeah. And I think like, I would be busy going to school and all that, right? And then they would be the ones spending more time with each other. They would play. Yeah, it would make sense like that lah. And then after that, I think now we're okay. Like, we're pretty close. They go to me, like, to my room too, like, same thing. I'm like, oh my god, I've had this for 4 times. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4
It's a
coming in. I'm
revolving
just
door.
like,
You're like
yeah.
the CEO or the
Yeah, I'm
manager.
like, what do you want?
And then when the last one leaves, finally.
Finally.
by myself.
And then all 4 of them come. Like, oh my god.
We're having a meeting.
Yeah. And they're like, hello.
Actually, that has happened. Like, my sister would come in, sisters meeting. Let me call the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all 3 of us, and I'm like, what are we talking about? I didn't even know we were gonna have a meeting.
Yeah.
I don't have that because there's
You
only
don't-
2 of us. Whenever there's 2 of us, it is a sisters meeting.
Yeah, so yeah, I would say I'm quite close with my siblings. Just good, it's been fun. Not fun when like I have to pay for things. Like when we have like it's usually like sisters day out, like the 3 of us. So like the little ones would be going to school first, blah blah. So yeah, I'm glad, I'm happy to be able to have that bond with my sisters
Yes.
still. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I remember when I said earlier that I got close with my sisters through K-pop and OT12 EXO. So that's like, actually, how long ago was that? I have no idea.
I'm like staring at the camera, going like, I don't know what that is.
The office. The office types are.
But I remember when we were not close, and I just remember it being like really lonely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can't imagine not having 2 sisters. But it's really interesting because when my husband and I move into my parents' home, because we switched between the 2 places. The first time we did, he was so overwhelmed at how loud the household was.
That's true.
And then when we moved to his place, I was so overwhelmed with how quiet everything is. Maybe it's because my husband's siblings are older. I think the youngest, just graduated university at that age, and then my youngest is around 20. So she's about to get into uni, that sort of thing.
Mm.
And then I've had a friend and my husband has one younger brother. So I think that dynamic definitely contributed to how quiet / how loud.
But I've also met your parents. They're also quite like chaotic in a good way. They're
Yeah, they are
they're very
chaotic.
funny. They're very funny. So I can imagine that the whole household with that offsprings are.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that's also like another thing, because I was gonna bring up my other friend who has 5 siblings. Sorry, she's the oldest of 5 siblings, all girls, and she was talking about how chaotic her family is too, because everyone just talks over one another. And my husband has said that that he's like, why does everyone not listen to each other?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? We are listening to each other.
We're multitasking.
We're multitasking.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was a really interesting point to bring up in this conversation.
That's so true.
Your family is chaotic.
Yeah. Yes. Just me alone is like a lot. So, but yeah. My siblings are mostly sisters, so that's already loud.
Yeah.
And then so like the one brother is like, we're like hounding on him, like all the it's kind of cute, but it's also like. Like my parents would say like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna be when he has a girlfriend, and we're like,
That's true.
we're gonna be fine.
Okay.
But I wanted to bring up about, like you mentioned about your husband being around your siblings, sisters. Um, I remember when we had Hari Raya. So this year was the first time my boyfriend actually spent Hari Raya, like the whole time with my family. We even went to like extended families all the way in Miri, Sarawak apa. Yeah. And he was riding in the car with like we went with separate cars, so my parents with the two little siblings, and then me and my sisters and him. And
Oh
then
my
he
God.
was like, "Oh my god,
What is happening?
Yeah, he was like, "What is happening? Are
Yep,
you
yep,
guys
yep.
okay? Like, are you guys fighting or not?"
No,
We're like,
actually,
"No,
no,
we're
that's a
not."
really good point too.
Right?
It would sound like we're
Oh
fighting,
my
but we're not
God.
fighting.
Exactly.
Oh my
Exactly.
god, that's so funny because it's just me and my sister, right? So you don't think it'll be chaotic, and it's usually not chaotic actually when it's just me and my sister. But then we also have cousins. I have like
Yes.
so like my first cousin, there's two girls there. And whenever there's like four of us, and then my mom, and we would have a conversation, it just sounds like we're shouting at each other. And then we all talk so fast. So sometimes I take it out of the household when I'm with friends or like in other settings. And they're like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know I was yelling." "Oh, so why are you talking so fast?" "Oh, doesn't everyone talk this fast?"
Yeah.
Is it a girl's thing?
Maybe.
I mean,
You just get so heated in your conversations. Did you talk fast as well?
you
Does
guys let
anyone-
us know.
I would
in the comments
say,
below.
yeah. Like if I'm with friends and then my sister call, I'm like, "Apa kan? Apa?" And then after that, I hang up and they're like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." What? All good. Yeah, all good.
She was just asking about the weather.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of funny when we talk to like other people with different sibling dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
God, how do you even conclude
How
all
do
of
you
that?
That was a long one. If you guys
Part
stayed
two?
through the whole way, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
We hope you enjoyed that. If you want to share your experiences with being the eldest daughter, eldest child, or your family,
Or maybe even like
experiences.
one of the older siblings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Please feel free to do so in the comments.
Each family is different.
Yeah, you may not relate to what we've said, or you
Yeah.
may, and share to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of nuances that we potentially, miss or context. So have grace. Go easy on us. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. We absolutely enjoyed having Sarah on the show.
And
Thank
I
you so
absolutely
much.
enjoyed this.
Thank you so much for coming, Sarah. She wants to come back.
Please hit the like button. Please subscribe for more. And keep updated with nwf.media on Instagram for any of our updates.
Yes. Do you want me to plug your Instagram?
Oh, yes. Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay, this one.
This one, I'll say it all three different.
I will.
You guys can find me on my Instagram or TikTok at Sara Jowell.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching.
We will catch you, or rather, you will catch us in the next 2 weeks, I think. Yes, with a new episode. So until then, bye!